In the end, there's all those little bitch voices inside your head that just slowly drag you back to comfort. G'day and welcome back to the Making It With Myles podcast, where we talk all things building and construction related and also real estate through the lens of a building inspector's eyes. My name is Myles Clark. I'm a builder, I'm a building inspector, and I've just been in the industry forever, and I've figured out I know a few things and I'm here to share them. Now, there's two formats to the podcast. We have the shed. The shed is where we discuss all things building related and real estate related, all that sort of stuff. As well as that, we have the journey. The journey is where we dabble in some personal development things every now and then. And on this episode, we will be discussing the journey. And on this episode of the journey, we will be talking about 75 hard. So 75 hard is a mental toughness challenge. I've done it a couple of times and it has absolutely changed my life for the better. And I always are recommending it to as many people as possible. So we're going to get straight into it. It'll be short and sweet, talk some shit. Now, what is 75 hard? So 75 hard, again, as I said, is a mental toughness challenge. And there's numerous things you have to do through this challenge. Now, the challenge itself was created by Andy Frisella. He owns First Form and a few other supplement things and bits and pieces. Anyway, I do listen to a lot of his stuff, which I highly recommend. It's fantastic. This mental toughness challenge involves numerous things you need to execute over a 75-day period. Now, there's no breaks through the 75 days. It's just a solid 75 days straight. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to drink 1 gallon or around 4 litres of water a day, which I must admit is a fucking pain in the ass. You're pissing flat out, but that's one of the things. The other one is you need to do 2 45-minute exercises. So the exercise can be something to work up a sweat to a degree. So it could be a steady walk, could be a training session actually in the gym, it could be a Pilates session, it could be yoga, whatever you want to do, it doesn't really matter. Whatever works for you, as long as you're doing 2 45-minute sessions a day. You can't do them back to back. It's got to have a bit of a break in between, so you're actually proactively pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and doing those 2 exercises. The next one, which I found very difficult, was read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. So what they mean by that is the book itself can't just be old Harry Potter. It's got to be something that is to either help progress you personally, so a personal development book. It might be on something to do with work, whatever sort of your goals are in this sort of period of time, something associated with that to get you better and better. The next one is follow a diet. The diet itself can be any diet, okay? So with my progress, I was in a calorie surplus and then I was in a calorie deficit. So I was trying to put on weight, gain muscle, and then also cut at the back end. As well as that, no alcohol or cheat meals, which is a doozy, but to be honest, it isn't too bad for 75 days. Other than that, the last one is take a progress photo every single day. These are the items you got to do to close out the 75 hard day challenge day by day. The first question I'm going to go into here is, why did I do it? So for me personally, I was getting to a certain point in my life where I was starting up a new company. I'd just been divorced, single dad, and it got to a situation for me where I felt useless, felt like I couldn't do shit, and doesn't matter what I was going to do, I was going to fail miserably at it, because it seemed at that stage of my life that things had sort of broken it down and failed, which was no good. But to be honest, it helped me rise up and actually put some effort in to undertake this challenge. So basically, the reason I did it is to know if I'm a pussy or if I'm not a pussy, to be honest, because if I can do something like this and not a lot of people can, then that proved a point that I do have what it takes to undertake all the roles I have in life, as being a parent, being a partner, being a business owner, trying to build a startup company, just all the things that we try achieve in our lives. So I had some big old goals that really need a lot of effort and a good solid mental state to achieve, which I continue to do daily moving forward, getting those goals met. What it did for me. So I've done 75 hard twice now. The first round, it was fucking hard, I must admit. I had no support. It was just me by myself. Had my boys 50-50. So for me, the days I'd have the boys was very difficult to try to squeeze everything in and make it work, as well as working and looking after the house and all sort of stuff was was tough. But the reason why it's tough is because it's meant to be tough. You're meant to be able to push yourself through these difficult times and actually come out the back end achieving something great and more or less filling in yourself the confidence that you get from achieving very difficult tasks. I don't know if it's the same for men and women, but for men, it means that we are soldiering on, we're good providers, we can do what the fuck we need to do. It gave me confidence. It gave me self-belief. It gave me a good physique. It gave me a firm understanding of who I am as a person. And for example, I think if I'd failed it, I would have realized that maybe I'm not suited or not ready for what I want to do and achieve, which are some pretty decent goals. And that there would have realized that there's something in me that I need to resolve and I need to fix before I can go take those next few steps. So for me, it just sort of gave me that reassurance that I'm on the right path. It gave me the reassurance that I can do what I intend to do, that what I say I want to do, I can achieve it. And it's just about going out and breaking it down into small parts and pieces and just executing day by day, even when you don't feel like it, which is one of the most difficult things to do, I believe. A couple of things to talk about, I think, with 75 Hard is a lot of people do fail it because they run out of time. I think time is one of the biggest components to doing this, and as well as that, I think support as well. So when I did 75 Hard the second time with a new partner, she's fucking great. So what that does for me is I don't have to spend a lot of time trying to clean the house and tidy the house up or look after the kids. I can just go out, do a training exercise, come back, and everyone's looked after and everyone's okay, and I can just keep cracking on with life. So that was probably the biggest, a big component to it. So if you are intending to do such a thing. But the reason why I sort of recommend other people to do it is it will help you, it'll help bring the best out in you, okay? So for me, I learned heaps from like reading a couple of those books. I struggled massively with it day by day trying to read those books, but you sort of get a lot out of that. And as well as that, just planning the day ahead. So because you are limited with time, when you plan your day ahead to achieve 75 Hard, what that does, it just sets a good structure within your life, and it ensures that you have wins day by day by day by day. Instead of just pushing things to the next day. So if there was no challenge, it was like, I'm going to exercise 4 times a week, and then you skip an exercise on one day, and then you push it to the next day, and you're like, I'll have a rest day. And in the end, there's all these little bitch voices inside your head that just slowly drag you back to comfort. And being in comfort there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to achieve and do great things and be a better person, the only way you can do that is through discomfort. Discomfort is really what happens when you grow, what happens when you develop. It's why when you're kids and we do things that make us feel uncomfortable, is because we're doing things that is helping us grow and learn. Or you just started an apprenticeship and you're fucking walking around site and you have no idea what you're doing. You feel so uncomfortable in that place because you technically don't belong until you do belong. So for me, I have a lifestyle that I want to achieve. I have business goals I want to achieve. I have relationship goals I want to achieve, parental goals I want to achieve. And every time I push the limits of what that looks like, it's always going to be uncomfortable. And for me, to endure discomfort and to endure stress and to endure hard times and to get to the back end of that is very rewarding. Very, very rewarding. And to see other people and to share it with other people as I did that journey is, fuck me, it builds that confidence. It just makes you feel like you're not going to end up like the majority of people in the world, or if not the ones that are lower on the scale. Like, you know that you have the capacity to achieve greatness, and you know that you can be better and do better, and in turn that will provide great things. All right, it's going to involve hard work, but the things that do provide that positive impact on your life are going to be fucking hard. And that's why 75 Hard for me was great, because it was fucking hard, but it did provide very positive results towards the back end. The reason why I did it the second time is because we were relaxing after doing the first 75 Hard, and we're just every now and then on a Wednesday afternoon, we'll be slapping margaritas and having a fucking good old time. And it got to the point where I was feeling lazy again, and I thought I was losing track of who I've become and what I'm trying to do. So we did it again, and we did it as a team, which was great. And that was much easier, slap through it, and we work together as a team. So if you're going to do it with anyone, do it with your partner. If you can do that, it will build so much more connection with one another because you're both struggling together. And, as they say, like, if you can go through the struggles with your partner towards the back end, you're going to be better for it. So if you can struggle together, that relationship's going to be fucking fantastic. And again, it goes with yourself. If you can struggle personally and keep pushing and pursuing your dreams and trying to push through the hard times, then at the back end, you will become successful from that. It is fucking hard, but it's totally worth it. Now, I get a lot of people ask me questions about that they want to do it and all these types of things. Or usually some people, when it comes to it, sometimes people ask me like if they want to lose weight because apparently I'm some fucking fitness person now because I just train a shitload. This helped me a lot. I think if I was to recommend anyone that wanted to lose weight or gain weight or do anything in relation to fitness, I know this is a mental toughness challenge, but really to break through those barriers of losing that weight and being disciplined or gaining that strength, whatever you want to do, 75 days straight of doing the one thing will help you build that habit of being a better person. And in return, you will get the results that you want unintentionally just by slowly chopping at the fucking tree and doing the things you got to do, even when you don't want to fucking do them. Now, the reason why I think this is so important for people to do 75 hard is that, and I'm going to get my boys to do it for sure, is that I feel personally that the society that we have these days is full of fucking pussies. And I must admit, there was a part of me back in the day when I was a fucking massive fucking pussy when it come to probably not professionally. Professionally, I always sent it, but personally, just never had the confidence to be the man that I knew I can be. It was always there, but I just never did the things to do it. And, a couple of those things was probably telling the ex-wife to shut up and leave me alone so I can try be better for the family. It was probably doing more things for myself to help me be a better person for that family and for myself, and just focusing on myself more. I didn't realize this until I went through all the shit, but the more you work on yourself and the better yourself, the better your surroundings are. Your environment will just follow. Your relationship with your friends will be better. If you go through some difficult times and you find that there's a lot of friends that never really come to support you through that times, well, it's easy to just sack them because they're not really your friends, and you're better off spending your time with people that actually genuinely there want to help you and then support you through whatever goals and dreams that you've got. That's why I feel that doing a 75 hard challenge will better not just you, but the people around you. So if you are someone that wants to be better, and not everyone wants to change, not everyone wants to get better, not everyone wants any of this shit, not anyone wants to be uncomfortable, and that's completely cool. If you want to live that type of life, then that's fine. But there are a lot of us that do believe deep inside of us that we do want to do better things and that we do want to help be a better parent. We do want to be a better partner. We want to be a better business owner. We want to make more money. We want to have more opportunities. And with that, doing 75 hard will help you get your mindset right to achieve any of those things. All right? Because 75 hard, you got to do all the things. You got to do all the bits and pieces. Step by step, you've got to plan your day. You've got to be structured by it. You've got to be disciplined and action everything you need to do. Have the win for the day and go on to the next day. And this is the same. This is consistent with anything to do with being successful in whatever field you are. It's just about putting the reps in. Putting the reps in, keep going. Putting the reps in, keep going. You may not be positive all the time. That's fine. But as long as you're doing the work, in the end, you will see the results. So to close, 75 hard is a fucking great challenge. I highly recommend it for anyone that needs to do anything related to personal development or build themselves better or want to have some tools in their toolbox to more or less be a better person. If you do 75 hard, you're a fucking animal. Great work. If you've failed it before, that doesn't matter. You can always get up and do it again. It's not about trying to succeed at doing 75 hard. It's about what you learn along the way. And what I've learned along the way to close is that when you plan correctly and you are confident in your belief of who you are, and when you really set those goals and believe you're going to achieve those goals and give yourself no excuses, yeah, you'll get there. It's pretty simple. So I highly recommend you do it. Check it all out. Check out Andy Frisella's stuff. It's fucking great. If you want to be a better person, get out there and do 75 hard and stop being a little bitch. See you on the next one.